Lesson 201.
A quiet pet. Lisa liked to visit her friends. All her friends had pets. Her friends had dogs. Her friends had cats. Her friends had birds. Lisa didn't have any pets. She didn't have a dog. She didn't have a cat. She didn't have a bird. "Can I have a dog, Daddy?" Lisa asked. Daddy said no. He said a dog barked too much. "Can I have a cat, Daddy?" Lisa asked. Daddy said no. He said a cat meowed too much. "Can I have a bird, Daddy?" Lisa asked. Daddy said no. He said a bird sang too much. All my friends have pets. "Can't I have just one pet?" she asked. "Okay," Daddy said. "But it must be a quiet pet. I'll buy you a quiet pet." He went to the pet store. He bought a pet. He gave Lisa her new pet. "Daddy, it's a goldfish," Lisa said.
Lesson 202.
School starts. It was the first day of school. Pete was in the first grade. He got on the school bus. It was a big yellow school bus. He did not know the kids on the bus. The kids on the bus did not know him. Many kids were talking. They were talking with one another. Pete sat in a seat by himself. He sat alone. He looked out the window. His mom was standing outside the window. He waved, "Goodbye," to his mom. She waved, "Goodbye," to him. The bus took off. The bus was going to school. Another boy sat down next to Pete. He said hello to Pete. Pete said hello to him. The boy's name was Eddie. He was in the first grade. He said he was a new student. He didn't know anyone. Pete said he was a new student, too. He didn't know anyone either.
Lesson 203.
Go to the park. Chuck wanted to go to the park after dinner. His mom wanted him to stay home after dinner. She didn't want him to go to the park. She said it was dark at the park. But Chuck said it wasn't dark at the park. "There are lights at the park, Mom," he said. But she said there were only a few lights at the park. She said there were many dark places in the park. "Bad people go to the park at night," she said. "Bad people do bad things. They do bad things to good people. You are a good person. I don't want something bad to happen to you." Chuck said, "Nothing bad will happen to me. I will go with my two friends. We will be together. All three of us will be together. We will stay away from the dark places. We will stay under the lights."
Lesson 204.
A good meal. The children were hungry. They looked out the window. Where was their mother? She walked into the house. The children ran over to her. "Mama, we're so hungry," they both said. She said lunch was coming. She walked into the kitchen. She opened a can of chicken soup. She poured the soup into a pot. She added water. She put the pot on the stove. She made 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She sliced an apple. The soup was hot. She poured it into 2 bowls. She put the sandwiches on 2 plates. She put apple slices on each plate. She put the bowls and plates on the table. The children ran to the table. "Thank you, Mommy," they said. Then they started eating. The cat and the dog watched them eat.
Lesson 205.
Birds and a baby. The baby was lying on her back. A blue bird flew in through the window. The blue bird had blue eyes. It sat on the baby's crib. The bird had a bell around its neck. The bell rang. The baby smiled. The baby reached for the bell. The bird shook its head. The bell fell off the bird's neck. It fell next to the baby. The baby picked up the bell. The baby rang the bell. Another blue bird flew in through the window. This blue bird also had blue eyes. The baby had brown eyes. The birds looked at the baby. The baby looked at the birds. The baby rang the bell again. Both birds flew away. The baby started to cry. His mama came into the room. The baby smiled. Mama saw the bell. She asked the baby where the bell came from. The baby pointed at the window.